A few years ago, when our district decided that all teachers needed to have content and language objectives on the board, many teachers at my school were hesitant. We, including me, didn't understand the purpose. We just thought that these content and language objectives were for administrators to see what we were doing as they walked by. So we complied. We put our content and language objectives on the board, and every day we changed them, and we rarely did anything else with these content and language objectives. And after some time, I attended a professional development opportunity, and someone introduced me to the power of content and language objectives and how they can be used for our multilingual learners. I am a very visual person, and my brain loves analogies, and so I went straight to the analogy of going into a grocery store. And I know that almost everyone has had this experience of going into the market or the grocery store, and you go in without a shopping list. Imagine yourself going into the grocery store without a shopping list. You know what happens. You grab everything. It's just like your shopping cart is full of all this stuff. You're just going, I'll take this, I'll take that. And by the time you get to the register, the bill is extremely high, and you get home and you put everything away, and it looks like you didn't get anything. In fact, when you go to make a recipe, you don't have the critical ingredients you need to make a meal. Our multilingual learners sometimes face this in our classrooms when they don't have the list or the content and language objectives set out for them before the lesson has started. Content and language objectives are a lot like that grocery list. When we do go into the grocery store with a list, we're very strategic about why we're there. We know how to navigate through the store and get the things we need, and we're very intentional about getting what's on the list and not forgetting all the essential elements that we need for the recipe. And one critical piece of having that list is that before we get to the cash register, we look at the list. And we're metacognitive. And we think, did we get everything we need? And if we didn't, should we go back? Is this ingredient important enough that I need to go back today? Or will I get it next time? And this is the power of our content and language objectives. Our students can also do the same thing. When we have those content and language objectives at the beginning of the lesson, we read them together. We hone students in on, this is what's important today. This is what our target is and how we're going to get there. How we're going to navigate through the lesson. And then by the end of the lesson, we have students read these objectives again, and we ask them to be metacognitive. Did you get here today? Did you arrive? And if not, because it's okay, we don't always get there the first time. But what will you do? And for different students, different age groups, the strategies will be different that we serve them. We may tell them, will you come talk to Mrs. Gonzalez? Will you come to tutoring? Will you reread the material? Will you watch the video again? What will you do? Rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 5. Where are you on this lesson? Let's take a look and think about the process, because learning doesn't happen to you. It happens with you, and you're part of the journey. Students become part of their learning. Clarity is key. Clarity is key. Content and language objectives are powerful learning tools when we allow students to engage in them with us.